Over the past month of the series, I mainly stuck to North America, as most coaster enthusiasts do. However, now comes to the point where I branch out to Europe. You're watching History and Leisure, and you better watch out for what's coming up with Horror and Leisure this fall. I already had to re-release the Parque Warner vlog in February because there was no audio with that. So there's a 2-in-1 box opening. I should have already gone to Eastern State, and the vlog for that's coming out as part of Horror and Leisure. Not their whole haunt stuff, but still got a spooky place, you know? Who knows what else I'll bring, so be sure to follow at Instagram and Twitter at History_Leisure. Without further ado, get ready, here we go. So on this episode, I was thinking of what would be some interesting stuff to do with Europe, and I ended up focusing on, let's do an EU episode, and just kind of, for like, more larger, more well-known states, let's pick the best one for transit, and then let's just see what all the other smaller and more Eastern European states have. And also, since Malta and Luxembourg don't have any coasters, I'm giving Belgium 2 slots, as well as splitting Spain and Catalonia, because those are each breakaway regions that could break apart in the next few years. I also exclude the UK since they've long completed their Brexit protocols. And starting off the list, we go back to the beginnings of the European Union, and that was the European Coal and Steel Community in 1952, splitting us into 2 halves between the Benelux and the other states. So let's start off with France, with Disneyland Paris and Marne-la-Vallée Île-de-France. I did say that Disney Park authorities do well in transit connectivity over their US counterparts. 10 minutes from De Gaulle and TGV, as well as a terminal stop on the Paris RER. They do need to focus on studios, but a new flat adventure, maybe Bell's Village in like 20 years. Since it's Avatar, now that the sequel works out, that and Carland series would complete it, with or without Star Wars. My pick for Germany is Movie Park Germany, which was in West Germany, which was the founding half. DB Regio 14 has 2 trains an hour all day from Essen from 6 in the morning to 11 at night. You can walk on the station if you want to, but the 247 and X42 will fill the store business on their routes, with the latter running hourly and the other twice an hour. For Italy, I'm going to go for the Garda Park, a 2-in-1 this time, Gardaland and Movieland. Rail links to Germany and Austria plus Italy's own network. Each has its own shelter on the station. This is a no-brainer, since the ones in Rome are not as strong as category. Going to our Benelux counterparts, Wallonia, because their only major park there is Walibi Belgium, or just outside of Brussels. Now, there's a plan for a possible Legoland in Belgium that would be in Charleroi, which is in the same half. There's trains nearby, Oettinget. It's also its own branch as well that's served by Tech Wallonia. Busing at Brussels Line 5 in town, and then walk to 22, cross the train tracks, and that's just over an hour. The point is failing right by Brussels train station, and it's a good benchmark. The S20 is on the main train and serves the station as well as train every hour in each direction. Now, we'll see other parks in Flanders, and easily give us the Plopsaland to Pan. The flight to the Plopsa chain near the Tomorrowland Festival. Getting there in Brussels via trains is just as long, and give it a C+. We're not really being direct from Paris at the lines before Dunkirk. Well, no transfers probably. It is just one stop on the tram, which runs every 10 minutes during high season, so locally, it's an A+. When you think of Walibi Belgium, you can't really think of Walibi Holland either, and that is in Bunzenhausen. I would recommend for people going to Amsterdam, same Utrecht, because it's economical and easy to get into the city. Same with Walibi. From the NS station Harderwijk, you can take the 147 station to a marine life park, the small water park. It's a lot closer to that station, though. Initially, I learned is that even Morocco wanted to join the union, but since they're in Africa, UK was kicked out once, but they joined in again alongside Denmark and Ireland. For Denmark, you have 2 of the oldest parks, Tivoli Gardens in Bakken and Copenhagen. By the Copenhagen for the former and DSB the latter, Tivoli is a perfect downtown park right by the central station, the terminus of the M4. Bakken is a regional train and maybe a block or 2 down the street. It's not that bad. Finally, there's really only one park in the country that does have a shuttle, but is entering an identity crisis. It's Tato Park. I think there's a non-stop local bus that runs at select times a day, but all you can find are transfers. A Brit just flying in for the creds and going back to the Brexit life just to take a taxi or something. 1981, Greece joined. A country known for its cons, but not for its coasters. Loo is decent enough, worth mentioning for being a major city. Apple Maps doesn't show the metro, but Google does, and the M3 seem to be the best bet. Although there is a regional rail station, but you're probably better hoofing or getting a taxi from there. Going to another capital, we go to Spain with Parque Warner and Parque de Atracciones de Madrid. It's probably unfair to put them together, but it's my list, and I basically consider there should be the entire region like Philadelphia and St. Louis. I've already talked a lot about this combo. PAM is on line 10 at Bastion, which is its own separate entrance, and C3 used to have its own branch serving an on-park station, which was replaced by a bus before the regional airport line opened. And I said that branch was reactivated, as all they did was literally just cut ties between the branch and the main line.
Bruh.
Maybe when the latter gets a hyper, the view from the train would be so glorious. Let's go to Catalonia. I'm going to give to be double the bone this time. Come on, they have their own funicular system, and there's a second funicular with a like a microbus shuttle on top of that hill. And also, tours in Tarragona, which is still Catalonia. Tarragona is not Barcelona. They're two separate regions. Come on. Besides, 2000+2 has good views too, and Rise to soak them in. But Catalonia economically in the Union if it broke, I don't think the EU's ready for that can of worms. So for the 1995 season, we're introducing Austria, a few parks like Greece. There's an easy one for us, and that is Wienbreiter in Vienna. A giant fair that Olympia Looping likes to visit every few years. It has its own station, Prater Stern, a night bus, U-Bahn access. It's also right next to a university, which gives Party School a new meaning. Heading back north is Finland, which has 3 major parks, and the best one of them is Leninmaki in the capital of Helsinki. It has its own tram stop served by the 1-8 and 8H. It looks to be a beautiful rocket. All I think are going to meet best being next best is next best in all aspects. Junker might be cool, but you kind of need to do some digging or rent a car to get that far north. I was torn my Sweden pick, but I'd go with Liseberg. Komar might be in the sticks, but it's on the main line in Wild. Groenland is Micro Boardwalk Park right by the ABBA Museum and a vast ferry network. Liseberg has really shot up on my bucket list, and now it's a transit. At the crossroads of the South Regional Line and Line 5 of the tram network, plus 7 buses. It is also only one stop east from the airport shuttle, although that is a 2-bus endeavor. With their own take on Rolantica and a major hotel coming along, this park really has a bright future. If you're enjoying what you see here, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, strike the bell. Two of the states that joined 2004 are part of a new rail high-speed project called Rail Baltica. Going from north to south, we have Estonia, only possessing one kiddie coaster in the capital of Tallinn, the northern terminus of the system. It's only 2 hours ferry from Helsinki, so I guess it's possible to tack onto Helsinki trip if you want to try. It's on the tram network already, so it's seriously an overpowered +1. Latvia has 2 mountain coasters of its own, 10 years apart in age on either side of Riga, but probably won't really benefit from Rail Baltica. Lithuania also has an alpine coaster, but there's no direct route from the main station in the country right now. Finishing the Rail Baltica segment is Poland. Although Rail Baltica will end in Warsaw, there is a Flixbus down to Krakow where one can reach the coaster capital of the world, Energylandia. Could have stronger links to the outside world, but I don't see anyone complaining, and I would hit it up as is. Going back to my train for our next 2004 entry is Cyprus, and both its parks are in the beach town of Famagusta, giving the country a +5 at best. Hungary has some mountain coasters. There's a butterfly and Espino Woody and a zoo in Budapest, some mountain coaster than 80 miles. Like, isn't that bad? I did do some counting for 150 miles, and it can be done. Slovakia has 4 mountain coasters in 2 towns. The capital is fairly close to Vienna and 2.5 hour via rail. The other 2 are in the far east, closer to Energylandia holistically, although for a Flixbus does exist, although it gets you in town around 2 a.m. Slovenia might be the single rail mountain coaster, the capital of the world, as there's only one traditional mountain coaster, and the other 3, to its name, are single rails. 2 of them are right by the Austrian border. The one in Bled is roughly equidistant by bus from the capital, which I wouldn't try to pronounce, and Vajlak, Austria, which does have rail service at Belgrade. Finally, the 3 newest members, Bulgaria and Romania in 2007, and Croatia in 2013. Bulgaria does bring up some larger coasters from our past few, even if they're fair staples. A 5-hour bus ride to the capital of Sofia is Sunny Beach in Baragas. A park with a +3 and a random +1 nearby. Much further up the coast is a +3 in Varna, although they have to go back inland via transit. I see a Warpark's own regional rail station. Looking through Romania, although there is a decent parking lot on the way. The main park is a 40-minute walk down the city's famous fountain with 2 kiddie coasters. It has a metro and 2 buses by the entrance. There's a wagon on the opposite end of the park from the nearest bus stop. Down there is a 4th coaster in the city and has streetcar access. The country still has 9 more coasters to its name, probably mostly as mountain coasters. 4 years after joining in summer 2013, Fun Park Beograd in Croatia opened. They have a Schwarzkopf bluebird called Big Blue that has spent most of its life in the UK. I think Maggie from Costa Rica visited the park when she visited the country. According to my fan fiction, she visited after becoming a kid reporter in July, but before Declan went to Energylandia. I thought she did a video, but Logan corrected me and I couldn't find the info we talked about. You'd be lucky to find a bus that's under 5 hours from the capital of Zagreb. Beograd doesn't really have transit either for being a beach town. We just don't really have to care about watching the tram, please, in Croatia.
Watch the tram car, please. Watch the tram car, please. Watch the tram car.
That was quite rapid fire. Well, I couldn't escape talking about Britain in a EU video, I guess. Not that I was betting on it. This series will probably be coming back in the new year. If you have cool topics, drop them in the comments. DM me on Instagram, Twitter at history_leisure. That's all I have to say. So yeah, until next time, comment, subscribe, smash the bell, and I'll see you then.